Hey, it's the radio guy Mike Prince, and I have on the line Big Brother, my friend, my constituent, might as well say partner in crime, Brother Lee Hall, all the way from Greenwood, Mississippi. How you doing, my man?
Oh, doing fine. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You sounding sophisticated this evening, man. I'm doing fine. I appreciate it. No, you're not an aristocrat, man.
Sir.
Look, man, it's come up on this time of year yet again. God has blessed us to see another football season coming up. What's going on in the land of the Mississippi Delta Devils?
It's in the South. High school is religion in the South. Everybody's getting ready for it. So, exciting part about it, and it's going to come. We've been waiting on it for 6 months. It's going to come these 10, 11 weeks for the regular season of football with the Lightning Bears. To tell the people to enjoy each and every Friday night. It's a special time in the community. With the 1A, Class 1A, up to 6A. It's a special night, every night in and out. You got your pre-conference games, and you got your conference games, and if you have a good season, then you're going to have your season game trying to go for the tournament. So, again, the big thing, you like to emphasize on night one, enjoy each and every night. Also make it a special engagement. Go out and support high school football each and every Friday night.
Well, you know, another unique thing about Mississippi, Lee, is that you guys have your junior college football on Thursday night. So you have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And let's not forget NFL play on Sunday. So you got 4 nights of football in Mississippi. You all are football holics, man.
No question. And when they have the end of the grade, people love their school that they attended. They don't attend school. They live in a college town. They adopt that, and they're rooting for it. And it started now. You mentioned the bands get excited, the tailgating. So it is a super big deal. And also, it's have to be trying to come into your town, follow their football team, your football team.
Well, of course, Mississippi in the deep South, a football-rich tradition. And I know you're a native a Mississippian is the proper term, I believe it is. And with you being a Mississippian, it's obvious that you keep track with Mississippi Valley. I know Mississippi State and Ole Miss. But in your neck of the woods, when we're talking about Power 5, is it Ole Miss or is it Mississippi State that the people root for?
I tell you what, it's neck and neck with their rivalry. I tell you what, just how intense their rivalry is. The fans are just as intense as the players. Matter of fact, more intense than the players because the players come through and they play 2, 3, 4 years. Most of them they get good solid years. But the fans are supporting those teams for 100 years and all their lives. And to give you an example of what I'm talking about here, the commissioner, the SEC commissioner came out and because they were having fights in Mississippi State and Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl. They're telling them that turn their rivalry down some because they still looking to the fans. It's going to be a real problem. So they're trying to get them to drag out some.
How do you tone a rivalry down?
Yeah, the only thing you can do is try to get to the coaches and tell the players to behave. Give a directive to the president that the coach got to get control of those players and play Mississippi State and tell them so how did you play Alabama and Georgia? Texas A&M. You don't want to fight with them. You want to win the ball game. You got to bag it back some. Those folks they get to brawls, and that's why I'm sure they've been doing that.
Yes, sir. Well, Texas, Oklahoma, they're big rivals at the Red River Shootout in Dallas. And, a common denominator is with this is that they sell that alcohol in those stadiums. That's one way they could curve, but then if you curve that, you're going to be missing a lot of money, man. So it's almost the lesser of two evils. Do you just hire more security, to keep your beer sales flowing, or do you eliminate beer sales altogether?
I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do that. So obviously, almost at your own risk. You have to take the beer sales because they don't cut up. I just put their road in it. You always have. It's going to be that.
So then you have a lot of.
How you monitor that?
You have a lot of institutions who have just recently admitted, Missouri, University of Texas, a couple of other SEC programs have just mentioned that they're going to allow alcohol sales now. Do you think it is because of strictly, well, we know it's about the money, but do you think they are offering up too much in order to make extra money? Because you can only get so much with your television deals, you can only get so much with your apparel deals, so they're looking for other avenues, and alcohol now seems to be the hot ticket. Do you, if you're a smaller institution or an institution on the bubble, what would you say would be the pros or the cons for allowing alcohol sales?
Nothing more than, I don't know how you regulate it. I guess at the bars they can say, hey, so many drinks, you have so many drinks, and that's enough. They limit the amount a person can drink. I don't know how you can regulate that. Well, I mean, you know that if they continue to drink, they're going to get out of control. And then that's going to be with them that's going to kind of help pull them in. You have to draw. But I don't know how you regulate it.
Well, you know, there's a way you can regulate it, and that's with the price of the beverage that you would choose. Personally, I don't see how you could pay $5 for a cup of beer to begin with. That just makes no sense to me. When you can get a 6-pack for that same $5, I just don't understand that. But if you increase the pricing, that could limit a person's vested interest in how many beers they'll partake in. But then you cannot gauge how much a person has had prior to the game with all the tailgatings and things that go on. So there are a lot of different factors that would weigh in on this.
Yeah, some people out there probably in a lifetime will never be able to attend a game at Alabama, Georgia. The place have waiting list for tickets in 15 years. They're not coming available because when they die, pass the ticket on to somebody else. These are ticket holders. And so with them buying a $5 won't be a problem. And you have enough of them to get out there and drink the way and turn the stadium out. Hopefully everybody won't be on the line, but it does not take a whole lot of them to cut up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're talking with Lee Holm with Greenwood Live Mornings coming on each and every day. Lee, you've been in radio for quite some time, man. Why don't you share your story on how you ended up where you are right now and what got you into radio?
I'm doing by the name of Sam Brown. We're doing Dallas State football on Dallas State Station about 26 years ago this year. And I heard him. One guy's on the side. Both these guys in the booth. Sam Brown, play-by-play, and Michael Knight. Both those guys are DJs. Sam Brown was broadcasting. And Michael Knight was a bit sudden, so they showed the other state. Well, I said, hey, I can do that. Sitting in the sideline. And we've been on there since sideline 1 year. Make sure we got into we can start doing play-by-play. And we can do it since. So now, we found out that radio is not only good to do sports, it's a great way to not only entertain people, but to educate people. And I think now that it's absolutely magic. Like, get on the radio, and turn it on. And then you got the ability to speak to the people, dialogue with the people that you never seen, that you won't see. You have a civil conversation. You can even debate about some things. And I think I never can do that. What is radio?
No doubt about it. You're not going to get you're not going to get an argument with me at all on that one, brother. When you said magical, I think that was the perfect word of what the power of audio is. Magical. Through conversations, through speeches, you've been able to inspire people to do good, bad, or ugly things, and it is such a responsibility. And I've always guarded. Power of audio is like owning a pistol. Okay, you have to be conscientious of where you aim your message. In this case, a microphone. Your words or your ammunition or your bullets. Okay, and you have to be responsible when you open that mic up and you say what needs to be said, because a lot of people, they come to us for information. They come to us because they believe in our credibility. Some people will listen to us to see if we're going to lie. Some are going to listen to us because they believe we are the truth. Some are listening for entertainment factors, and others are listening to try to discredit you. But they are listening, and that's why it's so vital and so important that what we do, that is on a consistent level, and never, ever, ever make it personal when you want to attack a person's livelihood on how they're going to eat and provide for their family. But in my case, when you're doing investigating, when you're doing reports, that's creating these paper trails, sometimes it can get ugly, and people have a tendency to only have what I call selective hearing, and they'll hear what they want to hear and not understanding that consistency is going straight down the road. And whoever is in the way of consistency, when it's your time to get hit, just say ouch and keep moving.
Like to see people get into discussion or debates. And I don't think you can really win a debate or lose a debate. I think you should look at it that way. I think you should look at it from the standpoint of getting information, sharing, getting. If someone comes up with a point, but share some light of some things that you might have thought one way or and you leave there more informed when you came. It's good because you can go on the radio. I like to think you do. You know, some people don't, some outlets don't. Like to think that you need to teach people with the truth, not that you're an authority on anything. But your reputation is out there, and people do and go with trust in what they trust. And you don't have to mislead anybody. So I like the back and forth good. The arguments, I talk on the radio, if I turn the TV on and they're arguing about something, or the radio on, they're arguing about something, I have to turn away because I can't get anything out of that.
Right.
And this, they don't get anything out of it either because they're going back and forth and trying to win points. It's not about winning points. The states that we are here in America at this time, you need a bit more civil tone. You can be civil. You can still disagree with one another.
Absolutely. It's about the presentation, and it's not about making personal attacks and trying to get your point across. Like you said, there are no winners and losers. The job, at least I think, the job on a person in media, you inform the people, you let the people come up with their own final decisions. You don't try to lean on one way or the other. You present the facts as you know the facts are. And when the dust has settled, hopefully people have enough information that they can make a very responsible and conscious decision. Now, as we were stating, the responsibilities that come about it, and you know what really tickles me the most, Lee, when it comes, and I'll call it the community guides broadcast. They act like they don't be listening, but when they don't think anybody's looking, they listen in and hear what you got to say and what they got to say today and who they're going to talk about today. And I love the fact that they be trying to hide. It's like we become their dirty little secret.
I heard it stated this way. They say, listen, and it's from someone who always asking people to support us, right? They say we got to support because with the juice, you bring us the juice. And that's like the lady said that she made an announcement tonight. She grew adversely that she's going to run for a school board member She's a dynamic person. She's a pastor. She worked in the system, in the school system in New Orleans. Matter of fact, she talked about it in a speech tonight. When she came back home because of Katrina in New Orleans. And she's going to run for, she's retired. She's going to run for school board member. And on that, I had a question for her tonight, too, because on the school board we have here, and then you can advise us on this. They have 4 members. 1 member resigned. And they're converting from appointed members to elected members. So some members rolled off, but they began to roll off too fast because some people quit. And this process is supposed to have been completed in 2022, but it's going to be completed in 2020 because the 2 vacancies, last 2 vacancies, not vacancies, seats got to be voted on to take place in this election. The one lady term is going to end at the end of the year, but she decided to step down. We have 4 members. And the question to you who's been there for a long time, do you feel that seat with an appointment to the election in November that takes the seat in January, or do they stay vacant?
Well, that's going to be one of those what the board decides to do, and it depends on the circumstances that are in the very near future. Under normal circumstances, you would go ahead and appoint someone to fill that vacancy so it does not disrupt the flow of the business that's at hand of taking care of the kids. I don't care if you're at Mississippi, Texas, Ohio, or Alaska. You got to be there for the well-being of the kids. And no normal cases, you get someone who's been proven to be active in the community, you appoint them, understanding that if you appoint that person, they are going to have to run again when it comes to the election deal. Now, with that, that could give that person somewhat of an inside track, if you would, because they will begin to understand what the responsibilities are about being a board member, what you can and can't do legally as a board member. You get a better understanding, and more than likely the person they will be running up against come the time of the election process, they could state that they do have some experience on the expectations of what it takes to fill that role. So now, usually, depending on the integrity of the board, you do a canvas of a short list of who could fill the role, and more than likely, the canvas of a person that could fill that role would be a person who would be interested in running for the role come the election process. So it really depends, once again, on what it is that the board feel the need is upon the agreement and the endorsement of the superintendent.
And the statute was not clear at the board meeting. This district here is just, it's a merged district. We merged officially July 1. And you have some board members saying, well, we don't want to kind of get into it until we're meddling in the process. We want the people that one person is, the people make a decision through the election.
Right.
We appoint somebody, they think that we might be trying to get someone that we like.
No. Well, like I said, that's why I'm saying it all depends on what's the reputation of the board. Because if the community doesn't trust those that are in position, you got a problem to begin with. And when that is in the atmosphere, it takes a long time to live through that and to let the people know that it's not as all things have been. You know, we hear the good old boy system, but let me say this for the record, Lee. The good old boy system is more than just a certain select group of people has been historically known looking out for each other. There are African American good old boy systems. There are Hispanic good old boy systems. There are Asian good old boy systems. So a good old boy system is anytime a select group try to maintain and keep control by the power of influence.
Now, would it ever not be a part of politics?
No.
The good old boy system?
No, it will never, because let's take you and I. We're entrepreneurs, correct? And last I checked, you're African American, correct? Okay, I'm African American.
No doubt.
I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. When I'm in the market of looking for a potential employee, It's not by prejudice. It's not by racism that most of the people in my circle look like me. Okay? I'm speaking from a Mike Prince perspective. If I say, hey, Lee, man, I'm looking for someone who would be interested in what it is that I'm doing, whether it's production, play-by-play, sports announcer, politic announcer, whatever the case may be, 9 times out of 10, they're going to look like me. Okay? And if this person qualifies as in need of a job and I got a sense of urgency, I got to get someone in here that I can fill this role because time is money, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Now, here's what happens with opportunities. Just because I give you an opportunity doesn't mean it's a shoe-in. Now you got to maintain and prove that you were worthy and deserving of that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I don't look. I said, let me find me an African American that can fill this role. I'm looking for quality. I've had Hispanics. I've had Caucasian. I've had African American. I think that was it. I even had Jewish descent work under my leadership, and I don't care where they come from, as long as they can help us get where we're trying to go.
If you're in business, you don't really have time to.
The only color that matters is green, baby.
You want quality.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You want quality. I'm going to show you. I'll show you with you too. I'm not. I hear many people thinking, and sometimes say, "Well, women cannot be effective leaders." I'm not so naive. Think that black only comes in one gender, one color, one kind, a certain man. Here's the story here. It started in 1999, 20 years ago today. We started managing a radio station. And I got into radio from the sales end of it. So the operation of computers and boards and all that, I was doing the talk program. So on that, just worked on a producer there. So I could turn the mic on and turn the mic off. When you become a manager, you have to do some other stuff. And the station here had a racket system there. I had no clue. Gentlemen came in with experience. He had a nice radio voice. He had looking radio. And I found out later on that the guy was gay. It did not favor me one way or the other. We're friends today. I've seen him, and we're friends today. I haven't seen him in a year or so. When I run across him, I have to go back and think about how much he meant to us in getting that station sounding like a radio station, programming some music. We need to probably have it right now in your state. I see your state, the latest one, in El Paso. Somehow we got to get rid of the hate, switch back down to hate, because if not, the king said a long time ago, we won't be around too long. We got to learn to live together. So we can fight and scratch and die like fools. Live together and be civil, or die like fools. If you also understand me, I know you do sports, but you really breast on everything. You do sports. You breast on everything. Like we're probably here. China is not counting. They are a world power, and they're so confident. They say, "Why not?" And the guy and the reporter there asked related. He said, "Why not China be the world power? It was dominant." And he said, "What about America?" He said, "Number 2." They also said, "Why not America be number 2? We're number 1." So to make it, we're just trying to be what, not we won't say great, so to aspire to be what it should be, it's going to take every living soul working together to make it happen.
No doubt about it. I couldn't have said it in a much clearer manner, and I'm going to give you a hard time. Why couldn't you just say, make America great, man?
Because it has never been great. You know what? It has never been great.
Right.
And I understand the cliche. that Donald Trump is using, our president of the United States is using, make it great again. We've been great again. We've had some challenges here in America for a long time. But to get to the point that we are now, with some room to go, to everybody, all walks and all sex and colors and everything else, do this here now. So
no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Much better.
No doubt about it. We're speaking right now with Lee Hall of Greenwood Live Mornings. Greenwood Morning Lives. Forgive me. I've been mixing it up for years. Forgive me, Brother George. It's in my head, not to my heart. Now, you said something that was very crucial, and I'm going to touch on it just for a minute because you said, well, Mike, you talk sports, but you pretty on touch and in point with a bunch of stuff, because we talk stuff all the time other than just sports. And that's by design for this network. With everything that's going on and everything that is, I figured that I could at least attempt to try and get your mind off of political junk that is floating all around us for a little while. You know, now depending on who you ask, some folk love to hear the Mike Prince show, and some folks despise it. They listen to catch me in an aha moment, but that's fine too. That's part of what makes the world go around. But I choose athletics as an avenue because for me, you can tie anything to athletics. You can tie anything to athletics. And there's a way that it could fit. And I know that for a fact. When we're talking about being competitive, the first introduction I've had to competition was on the athletic field. And I was hearing or reading somewhere today, just today, that people who were involved in athletics, that competition gene in you is something that never dies. It just transfers from playing a game to working, running a business, in your relationship, in your overall encounters in life. Because to compete doesn't mean you can't tolerate losing, but competing means I want to put myself in the best position to win. I want to put myself in the best position to be successful. And I want to put myself in the best position that is going to be fruitful for me emotionally, physically, more importantly, spiritually.
Well, when everybody likes to win, be competitive. You want to do that. That's by nature. Compete. Try to be the best that we can be. To compete against one another because there's going to be a reward. The consequences, you come out on top. It's going to be there. Look at many times, and you say the Hall of Famer, inductees, whatever sport it is. You get them, they're going to talk about that, and they say it was not the championship, it was not the Super Bowl, it was not the NBA championship or the World Series winning. They said the thing that they miss most about it, the thing they enjoy most about it, was, as you know, camaraderie and the friendship they do up among the people that they become actually brothers and sisters for life. And they don't play that long. You say 8, 9 years, and that's for the long time. That's longevity in sports, 10, 11 years, 12 years.
Yes, sir.
Yes, 19, 20 years. That's a miracle. They can do that in any sport. We're talking about that bond they build. It's the 3 to 5 years that bond they build.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
That they carry them for the rest of their lives.
Well, if you look at our relationship, Lee, it was formulated through a sporting event.
Absolutely.
Through a sporting event. You were in a situation, hey man, I can help you out with that situation, and everything else took off. Everything, but if it had not been for that sporting event, I'm saying this not because I got you on this line right now. The enhancements that Mike Prince has experienced through the introduction of Lee Hall wouldn't help mold and make me the man that I am, trying to get better each day. I came through a sporting event.
So can. That's what it's supposed to be. We are stronger together. Not just a cliche. After living for a while, we see that is absolutely true. We're stronger together. And even in politics, where they say so toxic there in Washington, toxic, they say. And it's not the best. Not putting the blame on one or the other. It is that way. But when it comes to sports, regardless of your political persuasion, regardless of your color, they're looking for a common good to make their team successful. So if the politicians can do the same thing in their offices, whether it's local, statewide, or national, if they could come together and talk about things that they can do, the needle will move. The needles are not moving, it's going backwards. You can sit down. You don't have to go to the schools. You don't have to have church service with them. Get together and be, as Booker T said, on socialism, he said, hey, being open, fingers apart, we can be like that socially. The things of common good for humankind, be as closed together as a fist. But I just think that we got to do that to make it happen. You on the school board, and but you work as a body. You have ideas, others have ideas, but to make that school district and that community successful, you don't have to act as one body.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 7 different entities with one common goal, and that's to put our children in the best position possible. Lee Hall, I got to ask you this question, man. If you had to summarize you, how would you do that? Say, who is Lee Hall? What is Lee Hall? What would your response be?
Who is he? Not much. Not much. Father and a grandfather. Most important thing right now is to make sure that you do the best you can and teach the best you can to your children and your grandchildren. And then, two, I was thinking this morning on the radio, we talking about Mike Tyson, right? Mike Tyson, 52 years old. And he has a podcast going. So they smoke $40,000 a month in marijuana. And so they to do that you have the time. Also, if there's a high for me, don't do drugs, don't do alcohol. There is a high, and I probably admit that Mike until I met you because I think you're the same thing. There is a high. There's a high. Is putting up the microphone and sharing the microphone. We tell our listeners that I'm on this side, Mike. You're on the other side, the mic, but those is equal. I say something, it's heard. You say something, it's heard. That's it. It's not a lot to Lee Hall. Not a lot at all.
Well, brother, there's power in simplicity. And you say it's not a lot, but trust me, I've been a benefactor of it. There is a ton in the Lee Hall. And I truly appreciate you, man. Love and respect the body of work that you do. I love the consistency on how you get it done. And that old bulldog in you, you don't give up. You give everything you got, regardless of the situation and circumstances. And that's what makes me a Lee Hall fan and supporter. Lee, I want to thank you, man. It's amazing how we end up where we end up, but I think this is something that, if I had to give it a title, I would call it The Reflection of a Man. That is my brother, Lee Hall. Look, man, I'm going to give you some closing thoughts and comments, man. Go ahead and drop how people can listen to your programming and give us your closing thoughts and comments.
We can be heard from the radio's perspective. Like I said, you can be heard on the radio, locally here, 7.9, 89.3. Also online at www.gwoodlive.com, online at www.glineradio.com. We recently added another channel we stream through Ustream. We have 5 channels. We just opened a channel up, and it's called G-Line TV. And we have got a picture gallery up there as well. And you can check us out on those outlets through videos. And also the magic of radio. One of the most powerful things going right now is listening to the radio by phone. I don't know who came up with that idea, but it is one of the best things that happen because, as you know, you use our phones and you overuse our phones. And so now they made it so convenient and so affordable by putting conversations in the average person access. And Mike said, volume stories, level playing field. Mike said anybody can do it, so desire to. And for the rest of my days, I hope I'll be doing this. I appreciate you living that experience.
Well, brother, one thing is it's a mutual feeling. And look, I know it's late in the hour, and they say we hit the ground running at the crack of dawn. The old Army commercial before 9 o'clock, man, we done so much that you just not moving. It's time for us to take a nap. I know, at least for me. It's time.
But you know what, though? Not going towards the bed. And when the conversation started, I was trying to work out a glitch on this end, checking out more on that end. We got it fixed because if not, we'd be up all night. I had to get ready for the next day. I just said this week, and you up and you find out something that you want to do, and you're going to sleep for days.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. Lee Hall out of Greenwood, Mississippi. Man, we appreciate you. We appreciate those who were fortunate enough to drop in on this conversation. I am the radio guy, Mike Prince. As always, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Mike Prince Show. Website is obnradio.com, and we have a 24-hour dial-in message center, and that number, 713-570-6736. And if you had not heard, got a brand new feature that you're going to be able to listen to live events on your phone. That phone number is 857-777-0000. I'm going to exit stage left. My time is far spent. And until the next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.